Pittsburgh Steelers general manager Omar Khan has cleared the air on some of the reports saying that Steelers quarterback Justin Fields has had a bad camp so far with the team. So, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like the video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, some reports have come out from Steelers insiders and from some other people saying that Justin Fields so far has been bad at camp. He's been overthrowing and underthrowing balls, and he's really been inconsistent. And it really proves why he was traded away from the Chicago Bears and things of that nature, why they didn't want him no more. And those are some of the reports that are coming out about Justin Fields. Well, Omar Khan, he sat down with 93.7 The Fan and talked about the addition of Justin Fields and also said that he's looked awesome so far. Here's his quotes on the topic. So, he said, if you would have told me that we'd be sitting here with Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and Kyle Allen 5 months ago, I would not have believed you. And then specifically on Justin Fields, he said, we really liked Justin coming out of college. He had up and down situations in Chicago, and the opportunity was there to get him. And I'm excited. He's really looked awesome so far. He's a great individual too. I don't know him personally until he got here, but what a special person he is. End quote. So, he didn't go into too much detail, but that one sentence was good enough. That he's looked really awesome so far. And obviously, if the general manager is saying that, that's all that matters. Who cares about the outside reports by insiders, people at practice, people who are not part of the team, coming out and saying that you're having a bad camp? If the general manager likes you and he feels as though you're doing great so far, then that's all that matters. And now that you move on from that talk about you and you just move forward. And I'm sure that's what he's going to do. But just for the sake of this video, let me just tell you what some of the reports were saying about Justin Fields. Basically saying that he's been inaccurate and the reports about why he was moved from Chicago turned out to be true. Here's a quote from Ray Filipaldo, Steelers insider. Fields, from what I've seen, they had a month of spring practices here and he's a terrific athlete. But really the knocks against him that I heard coming in actually turned out to be true. He's not terribly accurate with the ball, his placement isn't all that great, and I could see them maybe having a package or two for him each week, depending on the opponents, but I see the team as Russell Wilson's team. And there's also been some other quotes saying that he's actually been really bad accurate, that he would overthrow the ball 30 plus yards, he would underthrow the receivers as well, and he just hasn't looked good. So, those are reports basically saying that he's a negative towards the team so far, and the reason why he was traded from Chicago, the reason why they gave up on him so quickly, turned out to be true so far in the practices with the Steelers. Well, Mark Aboli, he spoke on this situation, on this topic, Steelers insider, and he detailed that's what the offseason is for. Here's his quotes on the matter. I mean, extremely athletic, extremely quick, out of the pocket. He could make some crazy throws where you're like, wow, that's really impressive. Then it's all of a sudden you see one that he shoots over a receiver by 30 yards or underthrows it. You're like, what's going on here? But it's just got to take some time to coach him up and get him more comfortable with the mechanics of the whole thing. That's what the offseason is for. That's what training camp is for. That's what this preseason is for. To see if he can switch things around, be more consistent. Then he could easily be the franchise quarterback here. End quote. So, Mark Aboli, he put it really well. He came over from Chicago Bears. And when he came over from Chicago Bears, what did he have to do in Chicago? He had to play Superman every single game for his team. He had to be the person who wins the game for his team. If he was not Superman in each game, they would have no chance of winning. He had to run for over 100 yards, throw for over 300 yards, and score multiple touchdowns to even have a chance to win. Their defense was not too good. Their offense, people around Justin Fields, was not so good. So Justin Fields had to be the person, and he had to play hero ball most of the time, making him inaccurate because he would be forcing the ball to his receivers, forcing plays. That's why he would lead the league in turnovers, because he had to force the ball. But now coming to Steelers, he wouldn't have to do that anymore. And just like Mark said, it's about coaching him up and getting him used to playing in this system now. He's no longer in Chicago. He's probably still used to the Chicago system and probably playing hero ball, but he has to be coached up. And exactly what Mark said, this is the off season. This is what the off season is for. We're only heading into training camp. This is his first off season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's about coaching him up, getting him right, and maybe down the line he will be that future franchise quarterback for this team. And it's so early on in the offseason that putting bad negative reports out on Justin Fields saying, hey, everything was true about him in Chicago, and that's why he was traded for what, like a 4th round draft pick, 5th round, whatever he was drafted for. Traded for. That's the reason why he was traded. Well, that's not gonna help him. That's only gonna hurt him. Him seeing all those negative reports. But like I said, it is still the off season, and coming to training camp, it's still offense versus defense in training camp. We never even seen that yet. We never even seen it Justin Fields' full capabilities. All it's been so far is throwing to no one, throwing to your receivers with no defense, playing against them. So it's really just been quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, tight end, quarterback, running back throws. It hasn't even been offense versus defense. When training camp comes around, the fans can see from the self when practices in the Trobe open, and we get to see Justin Fields against the Steelers defense. And we get to see in preseason Justin Fields against defenses. But until then, how are we going to make assumptions based off Justin Fields' games or throws based off what other reporters are saying? Everyone sees stuff differently. Every reporter, insider, everyone who attends practice sees stuff differently. For example, Ray Filipaldo obviously seen that Justin Fields is not too great. But then you look at general manager Omar Khan coming out and saying he's looked excellent so far. So there's different eyes on different people, and they see stuff differently in the game. And that's obviously what's happening here with Justin Fields. And Omar Khan shut down all those things about Justin Fields so far. And Justin Fields coming in, the big thing with him was he's very athletic and that he's not as good throwing the ball. But getting used to the Steelers, getting used to a team that's not specifically a run-first team could be huge because he is coming from a team who was doing all those designed runs with Justin Fields at the quarterback spot. But Steelers haven't really done that with any quarterback that they've had. They haven't had a quarterback who's really a shifty, fast runner. So they haven't been using the quarterback in running situations. They've been more of a pass-first team in that scenario with the quarterback specifically. Obviously now with Arthur Smith, stuff may be differently in terms of being a run-first team and more quarterback design runs. Who knows? But we're going to have to wait and see with that. So it's a whole new system. Justin Fields is getting used to it. When you come in with a whole new system that you're not used to, sometimes things don't go your way and stuff may look bad at first. But it's about progression. It's still early in the offseason. And Justin Fields, we just have to give him time to develop in this system. He's coming in from the worst team or one of the worst teams in the NFL in Chicago. And now he's with the Steelers. Of course, things are going to look different. And he's getting used to it. So Justin Fields, he's going to have to take his time. Obviously, people are rushing him. But he has to stay the course. And the Steelers will eventually see success with him, I believe. I believe he'll come in. He may not play right away. But when he does get the opportunity, he will overtake Russell Wilson and become this franchise guy for the Steelers that we've all been waiting for at the quarterback spot since Ben Roethlisberger. So with that being said, that's my thoughts on this topic. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about Justin Fields and about all those reports, all those negative reports about him. Do you believe, like I believe, it just takes time and that we're so early on in the offseason and at this point it really doesn't matter? And also, how do you feel about Omar Khan shutting down all those reports? Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Coming up here in like a month, training camp is starting. I'm going to have all the highlights and all the analysis on training camp, giving you guys the full update. Also, I've covered everything this offseason, all the new players we got in, All the introductions are on the channel, so go ahead and check it out and continue covering the Steelers through everything. Off season, preseason, regular season, it all. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.